Welcome, my beauties. So today I thought I would come on and do a video newsletter. There is so much going on in my life right now. I'm actually preparing to go into surgery tomorrow on my carotid artery, a little plaque in there they want to take out. And, I just wanted to be really transparent and honest about my own process, because as a transformational life coach, I spend a lot of time and care with other people, helping them pass through maybe times that are not quite dark nights of the soul, but that really throw everything up in the air and make you wonder, make us wonder about, what we're doing here, quality of life, really answering some of the big purpose questions. And as a life purpose coach, that is really, really valuable to me. I went through a year and a half ago a much bigger surgery. I was terrified beforehand, and I should have been, because it was really, really frightening. It took me a long time to recover, even with all of the body work I've done, even with all the mindfulness training I've done. I still, had to go through a process. And that really brings me to ask the question, how do you come into the present moment in order to establish and ground yourself and truly embody your life? So, this word embodiment has been really circulating around in kind of the new age community and the coaching transformation environment. I started embodied entrepreneurs many years ago, and I have such a funny memory of giving somebody my business card that had the word embodied in it. This is maybe in 2016. I was at a 3-day marketing and coaching conference. She looked at it and she says, "I have no idea what that means." And I don't really have to explain that anymore, because bringing the soul and the body into the same place is really so much what we are wishing for, what we are after. And that is the opening, the door, if you will, the door to the experience of welcoming yourself home, really, welcoming yourself to a confluence and an establishment of your own sovereign experience. And this is good news, because we can stop the search. We can stop trying to be better, trying to get it right, trying to fix ourselves. All of those things really do take you further away from your course, but it also takes you further away from you and what we're guided to do the next thing, to develop your business in a more holistic way, perhaps gain a little bit more visibility so that people, know who you are and how you can help them. All of those things really get answered by choosing to, come home to yourself, to be in the divine presence and the embodied life presence that you also are existing with, because we are, as we know, spiritual beings having an earthly existence. And these times are really pushing us and forcing us to, to really come into our wholeness more and be more real, more authentic with ourselves. So getting back to my surgery tomorrow, it is a delicate surgery. I decided to come here today because I may actually not be able to talk for a few weeks. And apparently there's something that goes on with the tongue too for some people. So it's, it's a big concern. It's a delicate surgery. And it just brings me very much, home to what is really valuable, what is really important. I have shared quite a bit that I've lost a number of loved ones, of friends, over the last few years. They are essentially my age or even younger than me. And, that was a kind of a wake-up call to say, let's get on with it. What are we doing with our lives? What makes meaning for ourselves and for others, for the world? So I make the connection between self and serving. That is a very high value for me, is to serve. And, my form is Alexander Technique, energy healing, coaching, life coaching. So I do have a way in which I can connect with my clients, my friends, my people, to bring us further. It's like not to fix ourselves, but to bring us closer to the unity within ourselves, the oneness within ourselves. And I can't speak to that without speaking about what I call God, Source, Universe. I have a very intimate relationship at this point with our divine, our divine natures, but also really putting my trust in God, in knowing that, whatever happens, however our lives are unfolding, through illness, through joy, through abundance, through all of the potentials that we truly, truly desire, to bring that more into our lives and into the world. My work in studying Kabbalah, it speaks a lot about following your desires and following your pleasure, because this is the nature and the essence of God, of Source, to fulfill our nature as pleasure, moving towards what it is that brings us the most fulfillment and the most joy and the most meaning in our lives. So those are sort of the big questions. And, I was listening to Carolyn Meese the other day. It's probably an old YouTube video, but she was talking about how much impact having near-death experiences are to manage and to, it's not a management so much as a way forward to really understand, to stand under and really be with our fulfillment, that we don't forget. Forgetting fullness is what one mentor of mine says, forgetting fullness. I did not have a near-death experience myself, but when I was 18 years old, I was in a car accident in which somebody was killed. And his spirit came up and sat next to me, very, very confused and not knowing what was happening. And I actually mentally, shared with him, well, that's you down there. Our car hit you and killed you. And, blessings and, go to the light. Whatever it was that my 18-year-old wisdom mind was able to share with him. But that experience was very foundational for me in the beginning of all my studies. My first major studies were with Tibetan Buddhism. And one of my mentors was Robert Thurman, who just died this week. So, it's just all of that richness, all of that appreciation of those who have come before us and our mentors and our helpers and our teachers. But we're remembering the bigger picture. We're remembering through the passage of our dear ones' passage to the other side, some part of us really does go with them and kind of dances with them a little bit on the other side too. I've had that experience more than once when I've helped people cross over, or a dear friend crosses over and comes back to see me. Yeah. So that's just what I wanted to share with you today, asking you yourself, giving yourself some time in this beautiful time of year when the flowers are blooming and the roses are in full blossom, to really go, to open the door to beauty, to divine love, to oneness, to really ask yourself, how can I really come home to be, the truly authentic being that I know myself to be in potential. And, I just, from my heart to yours, I open the space and, let's dance a little bit together and make really beautiful things happen. All right, my dears, I will see you soon.